So the Ford Mustang is not out there right now, a guy that's heavily experienced. We're going racing here for 12 laps around Pukekohe Park as they wheel spin their way from the start. Midgley didn't get the greatest of starts.
Looks like Shane Wixton on the outside there, got a reasonable launch. Slots into P2 through turn 1.
And everybody just tiptoeing their way. You can see how heavy the rain is hitting. Some guys going 3 wide, but probably 100 k's an hour slower than what we saw yesterday in these conditions. Well done to everybody out there to use their heads in these conditions, because, as you know, being a race car driver, it's easy to get out there and just lose your mind once you pull the visor down.
Exactly. First to finish. Finish first you must finish, and these guys are well aware of that. Actually looked like a few people were, I was going to mention, battling with a bit of fog. There we go.
We spoke too soon. And there's contact on the back straight. That's the 66 getting together with the Charger. Oh, the 167's going to have nowhere to go. And he's going to be hit by the Chickadee, the tribute car, and that's big damage to car number 2. Sinclair, and that car will be out for the weekend.
Yeah, I was just going to touch on the fact I think a lot of these guys are battling with a bit of fogging at the moment too, and really sort of impeding their vision, and unfortunately that might have been the case there in the Chickadee car.
We saw a shot of the safety car, didn't we, sitting at the back of this field. He knew something we didn't perhaps. It's going to be called at the end of lap number 1 with Midgley, the leader, slow to get away, but I think that was planned.
You can see quite clearly there, it looks like they have put some sort of anti-fog onto the windscreen right in front of Midgley's driver's seat. It seems to be doing the trick, but that's not a good sight to see.
Now the 51-year-old is parked right in the middle of the circuit there. Well, the car is anyway, and that's dropping oil and all kinds of fluid onto the track down. It's that kind of day, really, race control, isn't it? What do you do? It's come out of nowhere as in comes the number 8 Tirana now. At the end of lap number 1, Tony Galbraith in the Charger. Usually looks immaculate. It's now got a fair bit of mud and probably a damaged left-hand side, but this poor number 2 car of Sinclair, caught out by the conditions, caught out by perhaps visibility as well. Safety car is out here at the end of lap number 1. Right about Wixton, he got the great start, but he had all that extra space in front of him with that absent grid space left by Angus Fogg. Take a look at the start here right now. So Winston had a bit more track space to utilise here. Drop back into second. Everybody just, like I said, tiptoeing their way down to turn number 1.
It actually looked like Greg Honor actually got the best start of them all. He just had nowhere to go, unfortunately. Yeah. Boxed in there by Wixton. Just tippy-toeing off the line. You can hear it flare into wheel spin as they cross the painted grid boxes on the start-finish straight there.
His foot on the accelerator. You see, we're just cruising down to turn number 1. And Steve Scholes in the Chevy Camaro. Looks like he's heading back out to form up for a start, isn't he? There's nothing you can do in these conditions. Just hold on. He was right in the middle of the pack when the race started. He now finds himself inside the top 10, but the incident happened on the back straight here. We caught the tail end of it, didn't we? We saw the Commodore going into the wall. Even there, he's in heavy enough spray, and there it is happening on the left-hand side. Galbraith and the Commodore spins back out. Scholes lucky to get through this.
He's just positioned himself well there. This shot might give us a bit of understanding of what exactly happened here. You can see the Commodore to the left of screen. Looked like it just broke into wheel spin and spun. Hard left in front of the Charger, unfortunately.
Just aquaplaned, didn't it? On that straight, that's Steve Ross in the Holden, and watch the Sinclair car slams into car 167 of Steve Neuer. That's a tough car, but that's going to have some damage as well.
No doubt about it. That was a pretty heavy hit there.
And parks it right in the middle of the circuit with all the fluid just gushing out the bottom right now. Radiator, oil, everything. A complete dangerous mix in these conditions.
It really highlights what I mentioned at the start of the race there. The circuit is slippery, and when you get that standing water, we see it quite often, cars just aquaplaning, losing traction. There's nothing you could really do. You're just there for the ride once that happens. Once that tyre gets that pocket of water between the track surface and the tyre itself, just there for the ride.
Well, this was good news for Ross Graham because he made the car back out there. We were told this morning this car wouldn't take the start, so well done. Maybe regretting getting out in these conditions, though, in that Tirana, but well done to that team for getting this car repaired overnight. So he just took it easy around GJ Gardner-Holmes' turn. And the incident of the crime on the left-hand side here. Look at the visibility, or lack thereof. Watch the cars dart back out in front of him here. He read the play. Unfortunately, Sinclair didn't. Here it is one more time. So the blue VK Commodore in the background. Pulled out for the pass here. And
there we go.
There it goes. Right on the new surface as well. Tony Galbraith going with him. And then the field just watching and anticipating to see where the 66 would go. Neuer slowing up. And watch the fluoro yellow-white Chickadee car. Bang into the 167 car of Neuer. And that's game, set and match for car number 2.
Matt, I actually have the owner of that car and former driver.